Kia ora, friends.
We made
Kia ora,
it.
friends. Welcome to the Gamer Social Club Party Chat. I am going to be your host today, Fraser. I am also joined by the Enigma himself, Mr. One Hot Dragon, Nathan. How are you, buddy?
I'm just peachy freaking keen. How are you?
Man, I'm so good. I am so good. And we're also joined by our good friend, Commander Buck. How are you, mate?
It's going well, man. How are you?
Oh, dude,
How y'all doing?
I'm speaking for myself. I'm doing great. Had a lovely week at work. Super, super busy. Peachy keen, just like Nathan. Like, the week ended, and I was like, man, that was a really good week. And here we are today, talking about more Assassin's Creed. Bloody stoked.
So excited for this.
Yeah, so excited. So, just to kind of catch you all up, this is the party chat. It's kind of a place where the Gamer Social Club and our community kind of get together at the end of the week just to have a little bit of a chat, unwind, talk about games. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand it over to Nathan because he's the master of all of this stuff. He's got the spiel. He's got the spiel down. Nathan.
That's right.
Can you tell us tell us a little bit about the Gamer Social Club?
They don't call me the master talker for nothing. We get This is the Gamer Social Club Party Chat. It is a place where gamers from all around the world come and share their love for video games like Assassin's Creed, and a positive that again massive.
Oh my goodness, you're killing it today, mate.
Master talker, baby. All right. In a positive environment is where you're gonna be hearing this Assassin's Creed talk from. Our goal is to give gamers a platform to share their experiences, to add to the conversation in the games industry, to give more gamers a sense of community, and to bring a little more happiness into your life. Gamers Social Club started out as a book club for gamers and is still going strong. Join us in the Discord channel as we cover the game of the month, which is FBC Firebreak.
That is correct.
Yes.
And I can tell you that I am still having so much fun with FBC Firebreak. And what's great about it is, I'm part of the FBC Discord, and they are so active, and they want to make this game incredible. And it seems like every single week they are listening to the community, they're making changes, they're implementing things. There is more content on the way, in the form of mixing things up a bit, because at the moment we're essentially a first responder. That is the job of the FBC Firebreak team. And at the moment, what it kind of is like you choose a job and you just do it. What they're trying to do is implement a little bit of randomness to it, so you're not entirely sure what you're responding to, which I think is brilliant. Yeah. So instead of being like, okay, cool, we're going to choose this level, let's say the first level, where you have to turn off a corrupted furnace. You run through, the main thing you're fighting is the element of fire. You're constantly taking heat damage. You're having to cool yourself down all the time. But that's it. You kind of finish the mission and then you move on. But I think what they're trying to do by adding that randomness to it is you turn up to turn off the furnace, and then all of a sudden, the furnace isn't your biggest problem. There's something else that's arrived that could be a corrupted stapler that removes the gravity from the room, and so all of a sudden everyone's just flying around, floating around. You got no bloody idea what's happening. So I have put in, I can't tell you exactly how many, but I think I've put in like 60 to 70 hours into Firebreak so far. I have maxed out everything. And I want more, and I need more. And so yeah, make sure that you join the Discord. We're going to be setting up some games over the coming weeks. Just have some fun, get some exposure for Firebreak, because like it's one of those things where it didn't have the greatest launch, but if you give it a chance, it's actually incredible fun. So make sure you join the Discord. We'll pop a link down in the description below. Come and hang out, come and play some Firebreak, have some fun, have some laughs, and hopefully we'll make some new friends and bloody love it.
That is
absolutely love it.
That is absolutely right, man. I really I haven't even played Firebreak yet because I've been busy with Expedition, but I have it downloaded. I have it ready to go. And if you haven't joined the Discord yet, please go ahead and do so, because as of this evening, I am announcing that next weekend, next Friday night, 8 p.m., as long as I'm awake and raring to go. Killing Floor 3.
We'll see. Yeah.
Killing Floor 3 will be out, and we are going to do our first ever community game night live. So instead of the party chat next weekend, it's going to be a live stream of us playing Killing Floor 3. So that will be a ton of fun, and you can have up to 6 players.
Loads of fun.
I know so far we got me and Phrase. I'm pretty sure Steve. You gave me this. I see in the chat, Steve. You gave me a thumbs up, so I'm assuming that's a Steve is gonna be there. But
I will be here.
Yeah, boy.
Man.
Yeah, he said he's gonna be here.
Boy.
Okay. So
Amazing.
We've got 3
All right.
Killing Floor 3 spots open for people. So if you want to play with us on the stream, invites are open to you. Just let us know in the Discord that you're interested. So
boy.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Then,
so
go for it.
yeah,
Bray.
sorry, carry on. No, you
that's
carry
all
on,
I
Nathan.
had. I was gonna toss it back to you to catch up on life stuff before we got into Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, that was going to be my question. Like you mentioned, Expedition 33.
Mm-hmm.
What else has been happening in the life of One Hot Dragon?
As far as what else has been happening, last week we had been watching a couple of nephews at the house all week, and so it was a pretty crazy week at our house the whole week. And so now that they're gone, it's kind of just been like kind of still trying to get settled in here at the house and unpacked and looking at Facebook Marketplace, grabbing this and that, and working on more like website projects and my own projects and things of that nature. I picked this thing up off of the Facebook Marketplace. Look at this bad boy.
Dude, I saw that.
Oh, that's awesome. I like it.
Wait. Are we talking about the shelf, or are we talking about the Halo thing?
The shelf itself. Now, the Halo thing I've had forever. But dude, this shelf,
I
got it off
that
Facebook
is
Marketplace
great.
for $5. I was like,
Wow.
blew my mind. I fully expected
It
it
costs
to
more
smell
petrol to get it, right?
Yeah, they really did. I really expected it to smell
Yeah.
like smoke, or to as soon as I got in the car, fall apart. I'm like, no, this thing's brand spanking new. This person had to have spent over $100 for it. It's really nice. So I'm stoked to have a place to put my physical games and stuff. Because before it was just kind of like hidden away in an entertainment system. So I'm doing things like that. I even went to Lowe's. I'm working on a project, and I'm like putting a whole video together on what I'm doing. So, oops, spoiler.
Oh, that's so cool.
But so I also have been working on some pictures, as Steve knows. So I'll reveal those next week too, because I still haven't showed Fraser your picture I made.
No, I haven't seen them.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
Dude,
I am excited.
I've been laughing hysterically at all the pictures I've been putting together. Other than
so
that, life has been going good, man. I know as far as video games goes, it's like I dipped my toe into Tony Hawk a little bit, and that was really fun to revisit that. But yeah, it's mainly been Expedition, and let me tell you,
What an emotional
I-
fucking roller coaster that is, right?
Oh my gosh.
Great game.
Oh
but
my
wow.
gosh. Like I finally
Yeah.
finished Act 2. And
Yeah.
I'm finally
Oh.
seeing what everybody's talking about. It's that thing of without giving spoilers. You know, I have this thing of like when everybody's talking about it and everybody's praising it so highly, it has me being very cautious whenever I go into watching a movie or a game, or like sometimes being like, there's just no way that it's this good. And then I find myself being a little more critical of things. But when it came to finishing Act 2, I was like, nah, like this is this is incredible. And Jeff said it on the podcast last time. He was talking about how like he feels like in the future we're gonna like look back on some of like the greatest video games moments, and how like in Gears of War, Dom dying and things of that nature, like the ending of Act 2 is gonna be there. I 100% agree with it. I haven't even finished the game, and I'm already sitting here feeling like, oh, I need to resituate my top 10 of all time. Like, this is fucking phenomenal. I haven't even finished it. And that's where my head's at. I've already ordered 2 tapestries to put up in the basement.
Yep. Very nice. Very nice.
AliExpress to brighten up the place
to kind of make the house feel a little bit nice.
Yep. But man, there's this scene. Again, no spoilers, but like there's a scene with Mayel there in the end of Act 2, and the writing of it, that was 100% written by a parent. That was 100% written by a parent. That was the first time I started like actually crying from the game, because it made me think of my child, and I'm just like, oh, that game, I can't even. It's great.
The themes in that game, the themes in that game are some of the greatest like I've ever seen explored in video games, without like spoiling what's going on. Like, just like the themes in that game are just incredible. I was talking to one of my coworkers about it, and at first she was like, "Oh, it's I heard it's really difficult." I was like, "Yeah, it is. It is very difficult. It's ways that you can play it to make it a little bit easier." But I was like, if you do anything, just go into it for the story, because I promise you will love it. And then she came back after a long weekend, was like, I finished it. It was amazing. I was like, yes. Yes.
Can I just throw in there what you're saying as far as like greatest of all time? It's like not only that, but like the art design on top of that. I mean,
the music, sound design.
I mean, I think the thing that again, it's hard to talk about without spoiling anything, but I think I can say this and it doesn't spoil anything, but the importance of its art design, if that makes sense. Like how just wow. I can't think of a better game that has a better art design. Like, I was thinking of more and more, like I was sitting at work all day thinking about it, and I can't think of another game where I prefer the art design over this. Borderlands definitely does a really cool art design. I love claymation stuff. There's definitely some comic book ones-esque. I mean, I guess that is what Borderlands is, but like Telltale, I love that art design. But I'd gotta say Expedition definitely trumps those in art design category.
Steve, this year's theme of games is grief. I love it. We've had some heavy stuff this year. So exciting. So the it's interesting you say about the tapestries and stuff, because I've got a pretty big like heavy metal vinyl collection. And I will I've been on the search for the Expedition 33 soundtrack on vinyl. I don't feel it's something that I will pop on and listen to a lot, but man, it'd be so cool to have something like that.
IGN.com, their store, they have one. There,
Okay.
when I was looking up
yeah.
Expedition stuff, that was the only official stuff I saw, and they do have a vinyl on there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I
might
know
have to
there's
pick it
a
up.
special edition of Lies of P as well that comes with the soundtrack on vinyl. Because I picked up the Bioshock 2 special
yeah?
edition that's got the Bioshock 2 soundtrack on vinyl, so I throw that on every now and again when I'm feeling a little bit funky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good
yeah.
one.
Feeling like
It is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I always feel like a big daddy, my friend. Always. Oh, amazing. Hey, what's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4? What's your initial thoughts? Because I jumped in too.
Oh man, I'm so glad to be back. Like
Right?
it feels
Yeah.
great. It looks amazing. I feel like they've breathed in life to an old franchise really well. And you know, it's really cool to sit there with my daughter and like watch her play the game that I played growing up, and watching
Yeah.
her have a blast with it. And even my son was having a blast with it. He just loved watching them fall off the skateboard.
That's what I used to do. I used to unlock the Bales videos and then
Yeah.
just watch those. just watch people fall off back in the day. Amazing.
Yep.
What I love about it is one, I don't know any of the new skaters.
Mm.
Couldn't I was looking through and I was like, I've got no fucking idea who
That's
any
why
of
you
these
just make
people
your
are.
own. Yeah.
Right? But the fact that they've put all of those skaters as they look today
Mhm.
in it, so like an old Tony Hawk, an old Bam, it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Love
It's
it.
so
It's so
good.
good.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
good. Even like it was a couple people that were in the original 3 and 4 in 2 and 1 and 2 that are now in this game, and I'm like, wow, I remember like Alyssa Steamer, she was in one of them.
Yep.
Yep. She's in there, and it's just like, oh, it's so cool, man. So cool.
Yeah. And like there was a little bit of like, not controversy, but like, obviously how they couldn't get the soundtrack, they couldn't get rights for a lot of the music, blah 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 blah. I will say that everything that they have added is perfect. Absolutely perfect.
agree
Like
with that, yeah.
the soundtrack
Yes.
slaps just as it used to back in the day.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
As soon as I started it up and I heard kick push, I was like, this is a perfect
This is
addition.
yeah.
This works. This is so
Mhm.
good. Even they redid the old stages. The new stages are great.
Yep.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
cool.
So are
I've
you guys
been working my way.
Are you guys
Sorry,
realizing
Nathan, carry on.
that you were never good at this game?
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
Like,
My first Tony Hawk
Yeah.
experience was on Nintendo 64 of all consoles.
mhm.
One of my friends had it, and we played it, and I was like, "This is amazing! Oh, you've got it on?
No,
No
you got it.
way!
Yep.
Look at
Oh,
that!
You
man.
can even see where
Yeah.
the GameStop sticker was torn off a bajillion years ago.
Yeah. Amazing. Again, Steve's just said you can't beat Rage Against the Machine, dude. Guerrilla Radio. I can't remember what Tony Hawk it was on, but I went through and I turned off all of the songs and I just had Guerrilla Radio, and I think maybe the Deftones was on it as well. And I just I removed all of the songs except those two, and I just had them on repeat.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, Rage Against the Machine. What a band! What a band!
Incredible band.
Absolutely.
On my playlist, I'm like, yeah, this is, got to turn it all the
Yeah.
way up.
Mhm.
That's right. That's right. Buck, what have you been up to, my friend?
Nothing much, man. I've been enjoying Tony Hawk. I've been really getting back into it, trying to get that muscle memory back, which is terribly hard.
Oh yeah.
I started playing it and I was like, I kind of suck at this game. I don't know what's going on. I thought I was better. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But now I'm like, oh yeah, I got a little bit of it back. I'm okay.
Yeah.
But
I don't
Yeah,
remember-
that's awesome.
I don't remember the levels of 3 and 4. I actually don't think I played 3 and 4. I think I did 1 and 2. I've been playing through the levels on 3, and I just don't recognize any of them.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't either, and I know I've bought Tony Hawk, especially like 2, 3, and 4 at least twice, because I bought them once on PlayStation 2 and then a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and then again on the original Xbox.
Yeah.
So I know I've had it, but man, the levels I totally have forgotten. And it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Loads of fun. Yeah, I haven't really been up to much. Oh, do you know what I have done is I dove headfirst into Anthem. And
you platinumed it.
I put in maybe 60 hours into Anthem over the last couple of weeks, and
you'll love to see it.
I tell you, it. I've tried several times to play Anthem. Once when it was released, a couple of other times since. I had a couple of friends that got into it, and we jammed with it a little bit, but it's never really grabbed me. But I reckon it's the fear of the fact that it's gone or it's going to be gone that I was like, oh, I got to do this. I got to give it another go. And I can see why it didn't do well. The fact that every single part of that game relies on RNG is ridiculous. The RNG in there is like it's too much, especially when you put collectibles behind RNG. Like what's the point of that? Like unreal. But no, I had so much fun playing that. So yeah, again, if anyone wants to jump in and play some Anthem, hit me up. Yeah. Got a couple of maxed out characters ready to go.
Oh, good. Yeah, I think I've got like maybe one. I don't think I maxed out all 3, but I maxed out 1. And I was going back and looking at the time I put into it. And man, I've got to be like fairly close behind you. Because I think I put in at least 30 hours or something. So, I mean, at least half the time you did already. So I'm really curious. I got it downloaded. I'm ready to go. I don't know what the deal is with the DLC. I don't know if I ever bought it or was gifted it for free or what the situation is there, but they've already taken it off the store. So hopefully I have access to it.
I think the DLC might have only been cosmetic stuff. I don't think
it was only cosmetics.
I don't think there was any like actual game like missions or anything. Yeah.
They were supposed to kind of figure out like, you know, those type of things like bonus levels, DLC, but it just got cut out. Like they just came to a point where they were like, yeah, we're done with this game.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
which is a shame.
It is a shame.
It really is.
It's a fun, I mean, like as far as how it runs, it's polished. You know, it feels really good. You're Iron Man with guns. And honestly, if anything, that should get you excited for the Iron Man game coming out of EA. So, I mean, fingers crossed for that one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who knows at this point? Yeah. And then I've just been doing some Death Stranding too. I've been taking my time with Death Stranding, just kind of jumping on, doing a few missions, fixing up some roads and stuff, and then getting off. I tell you, it has brought back the thumbs up for me. Yeah. Like I love a good thumbs up, man. I'm all about it. I am all about it. So like at work and stuff, someone will be like, oh, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, mate, we got this. Yeah. Bloody
That's
brilliant.
Funny you say that. I just started playing Death Stranding 1.
Okay.
Just because I wanted to get into it. I think I feel a little bit like you do, Nathan. Like people have talked like up this game, and then people have said, "Oh, it's just a walking simulator." So I was like, "I don't know if I can do that." But I started playing it, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually really fun. This is really cool. I kind of like this."
Yeah. Super
like,
heavy
it was really
story.
Good.
Finding it a little more intense than you thought it was going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's good. It's rewarding because I was in a really weird place after I finished Expedition 33, just because how heavy that story is, and like I said, the themes that it deals with. And for a couple weeks I was like, I don't know what I want to play next. I don't know what I want to get into.
Mm-hmm.
But this has been a really good thing to play for me.
I'd be interested to talk about this later, but like with Kojima and the way that he tackles multiplayer, and the fact that in Death Stranding how the rain deteriorates things, so everything that you've built slowly just gets destroyed. And I know that the way the multiplayer works is that other people's structures are put into your game. Now, because you are playing it now, and it's been such a long time since the majority of people have played it, like I'd be interested to kind of hear about how much of other people's stuff is actually in your game versus like when I played, because when I played it, it had it was released onto PC. It went onto the Xbox Game Pass, and I was like, do you know what? I don't have a PlayStation. I like Kojima stuff. I'm gonna give it a go. And the game was full. There was stuff everywhere of other people's stuff was everywhere. Yeah, and it made it brilliant.
I can see that.
Because you'd be walking and be like, oh, how the hell am I going to get up there? Oh, someone's got a ladder here. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to pick it up on the sale right now because it's like only $16 on the Ultimate Game Sale. But I mean, I don't know. I know this is a totally different topic, but it's like, shit, man. I want to pick up Outlast Trials. I want to pick up the Mortal Kombat DLC. Yep. I want to pick up all this stuff. And I was like, bro, I haven't even finished Expedition 33. I got to review a game. I'm not buying. I'm not buying Donkey Kong because of money. Why? What am I doing?
Yeah.
That's the problem with sales. Like they really like fool your brain, and you kind of like gotta get to a point where you're like, I really don't need this.
Yeah.
But
I want it.
It's $10. I think I can spare that.
See,
and next thing you know, like 2 years later, you're like, oh man, I bought that? Jeez.
All right, let's give it a go now.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Well, it's funny that you bring up the whole like 2 years later thing, because that was my wake-up call. My wake-up call was going through the list of things on sale and seeing The Witcher 3, and I'm like, I don't know if I've picked that up for the Xbox yet. Oh wait, that's right. I picked it up last year during the Steam sale and I never touched it. In fact, I picked up 5 other games from that sale that I've never touched. I'm like, what am I doing right now?
Yeah.
That's me and Witcher 3 right now too. I'm like, man, I've bought this game like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I should probably go through it.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw that whole Witcher 3 re-release kind of deal. I was like, I don't have time. I don't have time for this. I've done The Witcher 3. I think I'm about halfway through that Black March or whatever, the hardest difficulty. I'm like halfway through a playthrough of that, and I just can't. Yeah.
Steve is saying in the chat, Commander got him spending money on a bunch of games he didn't need to buy. Commander is... Wait, who's Commander?
I did tell Steve that.
Yeah, Buck's been like, Steve, you need to buy all these games.
I did. I put up the indie sale last week, and he was like, yeah, I got this, and this, and I'm like, ooh.
Oh, so good. But speaking of DLCs, we're all fans of Shadows, right? Has everyone jumped in and tried out the new set of targets?
No, I opened it up for just a split second, but no. Yeah.
This is actually, I think this is how I would like my Assassin's Creed DLC to come. Just kind of drip feed me. I think it took me maybe an hour to run through the new list of targets, and they're building more on that Templar story, which is great because that's what we want. That's right. The end of Shadows was like, blam, here it is, and you're like, oh damn.
Yeah.
So this is where we're going with this, okay? Because there was a huge thing about, the Assassin's Creed doesn't tackle Templars anymore. Like, we're fighting cults and we're fighting like groups of samurai or whatever. But like, I think now that because back then there were no Templars. There was no Brotherhood. It was just a bunch of people that didn't like another bunch of people.
Yep.
So yeah, I jumped back in. I ran through the critical error update. Like I said, it was about an hour and a half. You have another 8 targets to tackle any way you please. Obviously, I would love a massive DLC, kind of like they did with Valhalla. But if they drip feed me lists of targets throughout the next year or so while they're building the DLC, like I don't know how to make games, but I assume that adding a few targets to an already full world would not take a lot of work compared to building a whole new story. So yeah, they've
already got those weekly missions set up too. So, I don't know about you, but my first thought when I hopped in, I was like, okay, like I can go do this stuff and the new missions and build up some of these points and unlock some of these rewards sitting in this little, like, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a season pass, but that's kind of what it is. But
yeah, it's kind of what it is.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on those cosmetics? What do you think about? Yep.
I love the black and blue aesthetics. I mean, blue's my favorite color, so
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm biased,
I'm a blue guy too. I do like a good blue.
Yeah, I think my only issue with it was like the fact that you can choose out of 2 trees and then you unlock a 3rd tree that you can go down, and one unlocked a Yasuke set of armor at the end of it, and then the first one unlocked now a set of armor at the end of it. But throughout that tree, it would like give you a random weapon to a random character throughout that. That was the only thing I didn't like, because I'm like, if I'm gonna do a Naue tree, just give me all of the different Naue stuff in this tree, and then if I wanted to do Yasuke, I'll do all the Yasuke stuff in that tree. I didn't like that. It's like, okay, now I've completed this tree, but if I want the sword that goes with it, I now have to get 3/4 of the way through the other tree to get the sword that goes with Naue. It doesn't make sense. So that's the only gripe I had about it. But I do really like it, and I feel like it adds to the game for sure.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Yeah, so like I like that, but I'm actually sitting on the other side of the fence of the actual cosmetics themselves. I do not like the look of them. I don't like all the flashy lights and the kind of like modern stuff. They did it with Valhalla as well, where they kind of like what they did with Call of Duty. Just all of a sudden, we've got these like crazy skins that just absolutely make no sense to be part of this world.
Beavis and Butthead beating up a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, like I'm all for that. I absolutely love that, but I reckon there's a time and a place for it, and I feel like an Assassin's Creed is not that, especially so early on. Give us some more cool traditional things, and then give us some crazy things. Like Yasuke's armor is all the same, just different colors. Like,
yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, sure, he's got like the helmets have got different animal horns and things, but like they all have the same slash mark on the shoulder with the half of the bit gone, and they're just different colors. Naue's stuff's a little bit more different. Like she does have some more. She's got some little pantsuits and some little skirty things, and but yeah, I reckon like I want them to focus a little bit more on the, not the realism stuff, but like, give me some cool ninja stuff.
Yeah.
Give me some cool samurai
time period,
stuff.
Appropriate type of things.
That's right, and then throw in the weird, crazy things as well.
Oh yeah, like after it, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. But don't give them to me like straight at the start. Like,
Yeah.
like the that one that Nathan bought with the skulls and the flaming fucking things. And horses and
Oh, I think we lost you.
we lost you, Nathan. We lost your mic.
Yeah, thank you, Marshall. He muted it. Like he's got like black smoke coming from him, and he's got a skull. It's really cool. Skeleton.
It's really cool.
Stuff.
It is.
But I see what you're saying, though. It's not so much like I know you're. It's like, yes, you want a realistic feel, but it's like if you want to get into Yasuke anymore, it's all samurai. If you want to go for a not very samurai related look, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
But even that, like, it's very like basic, and it seems like they've used the same like 3 or 4 different patterns for him with his armor. Because I've gotten a couple different things. I'm like, wow, this is just that in a different color.
Yeah,
and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, my Yasuke went down more the route of the Afro Samurai look as opposed to the full on armor. So I think he's got like an open shirt, and I've got that kind of straw hat that comes down over your face. He looks so badass. And yeah, what I loved about Valhalla, and I suppose we can talk about this later and when we get to that, but like you could and you can remove what you see on your character, because I don't like how the bows and the guns look on his back. They're not sitting quite right. So the fact that you can like hide that stuff is so cool.
I agree with that. Yeah, because I'm very back and forth on that. It's like, oh, I've got a bow that I love the look of, and then it's like, oh, I hate this bow, and it comes with these arrows and stuff. It would be really cool if they added to where you could change the arrows that go with a certain bow. Because I had that, cool. I had that skull armor, but then the bow that I had came with purple arrows, and I wasn't digging the vibe. So then I ended up like changing the whole aesthetics of the bow.
Yeah, amazing. But anyway, we're not talking about Shadows. I just wanted to see your thoughts on the new DLC if you had given it a go. But that's cool. We can move on. We'll move on to the main topic of the day. So the main event, exactly. So what we've been doing, for those of you that missed the first episode of this, we're going through each Assassin's Creed title, and we're picking out the bits that we liked the most, and we're going to pop them together and kind of create our own like ultimate Assassin's Creed experience. So from episode 1, we went through the original Assassin's Creed. And then we went through the Ezio trilogy. And just to give us a little bit of a recap, what we chose from those games were the crowd stealth. We loved the crowd stealth, and the fact that it's kind of been removed, we need to go back that way. We want a bit more of a modern story to be weaved in through our original or our main story. Our assassin has to be able to swim. that was a huge part of it. We liked the ability to hire mercenaries and the dancers and the thieves to kind of distract enemy guards. The double blade, the fact of having a double blade that we didn't have to equip or unequip, we just had a double blade. What else was there? The Brotherhood system. So that was where you could recruit your own assassins and essentially just have them do all the dirty work for you. Now, a few weeks ago, I don't know why it came up on my timeline, but they were talking to someone who was in the designing part of Brotherhood and the Brotherhood system. And the reason that they actually got rid of it is because it made the game too easy.
Oh,
because
really?
It removed the need for you to actually do anything.
Oh,
and
okay.
that's why we got it at the end of one game, and then in Revelations we had it for most of the game, and they thought that is possibly why Revelations didn't do so well.
Yeah.
Is because it was too easy.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do all of the things that make the Assassin's Creed games the way they are. You didn't have to run in and find your target and assassinate him and get out. You could just have your mates do it for you. Yeah. So that's why they removed that. So maybe that's something that we can look at, because we've got it in the parts that we liked, but maybe there's times when you can use it versus times when you can't. Maybe we could have specific missions that you do include your Brotherhood, but then there's also stuff that you just do by yourself.
Right. Hey, Catherine over in Twitch. Nice to have you here.
Hey, Catherine. I don't have the Twitch chat, but welcome. Welcome. All right, so we talked about multiplayer. We all love the idea of multiplayer, and we want the multiplayer to come back. What else did we have? The bomb crafting was pretty much the only thing that we took from Revelations. Like, everything else was like, yeah, that's fine. We can,
that's fine.
It's fine. But the ability to be able to craft 15 different types of bombs. That's a lot of bombs, dude. That's a lot of bombs. We probably don't need...
I really hope that the bomb guy from that development team is watching this and he's like, yes!
Yeah. Yes! Yes! And then the last bit was being able to ride your horse in the city. And I think, personally for me, the horse needs to go the same speed, whether it's in the city or whether it's out in the open. There's nothing worse than riding your horse into a city and then he goes to like a very small trot.
Yeah.
And kind of like that Red Dead Redemption 2 when you go back to your fort and you walk everywhere and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Why is this taking so long? Right. So that's what we... Oh, sorry, Nathan, carry on.
No, before you get going, I was just letting you know, Catherine, we're doing great, and we are talking about Assassin's Creed, and we're getting ready to get into 4 games, and we're putting together a list just to kind of compile what Fraser was just saying. We're kind of putting a list together of all the different things we love from Assassin's Creed games, so we're going to cover 3, 4, and 5. So yeah. But anyways, back to you.
Yes.
I just wanted to get everybody up to speed.
Please. So yeah, out of those ones, fantastic. So we're going to move on to the next group of games, which has been dubbed the Birth of the New World trilogy, which again, I didn't realize that these kind of games were released in packs, but like we showed last time, I found this online and I didn't know that this was a thing. I haven't seen it. I had to pick that up.
That's the first time I've seen. When you showed it, it was the first time I've seen that.
Yeah, it's in a nice big fat case, and it's got all the discs for all the games with all the DLCs. So
that's incredible.
Like that's so cool.
It's cool that it's physical too. Like that stuff seems like one of those things you'd see on a summer, like on the Ultimate Game Sale, and it's like, oh yeah, buy this pack for $80 and you get all of it. Like that's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we're going to be going through the Birth of the New World trilogy. There's actually 4 of them because I have included Liberation, even though originally that was kind of a side game. But it is part of Assassin's Creed 3 and of the story. So I have included that a little bit. So yeah, we're going to be going through Assassin's Creed 3, Liberation, Black Flag, and Rogue. Now, Nathan, do you reckon you can take over for a hot minute? Because I'm going to go and get myself a drink really quickly.
Yeah,
because my mouth is really dry.
Absolutely.
Back in a sec.
Yeah, go for it. So today we're going to talk about Funko Pops. Am I talking about the first thing I laid eyes on? Yeah.
Yeah, I got one back there. Yeah.
How do you? What's your opinion on Funko Pops? Because like personally, I'm like it's that thing of if I see one that I really really like, then it's like I'll pick it up. Like for example, I got this Batman the Red Death. And I don't know, this comic is absolutely incredible. Like, essentially in the comic, Batman kills the Flash, and it's like an evil Batman, right?
Yeah.
He like kills the Flash, steals the Speed Force, kills consumes, not kills, consumes everybody in the Speed Force, and then becomes the literal fastest being. And anybody just
that's so cool.
In his presence just immediately dies. So yeah, like I had to pick him up. Outside of that, are you picking up Pops?
So I feel the same way. I have ones that I'm interested in. We got a ton. I got about 20, 25 of them, but most are like my wife's a huge Groot fan, and so we have a bunch of different of those, and she's also a huge Deadpool fan, so we got a bunch of different Deadpools. We got like Barbecue Hero Deadpool, which is awesome.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. If we ever do a podcast on Funko Pops, let me tell you, I can show you some cool ones. A lot of mines are like music. Like I have Prince, I have Rick James, I have
cool.
A bunch of different Tupacs, a couple of different Biggies, and then like just random ones that I have like really found and thought they were cool.
See, so then you would be interested in my Get Swifty Rick Funko Pop then.
Yeah. Yeah, if I found that would be in the collection.
Yeah.
Or the iced tea one. That one's fucking brilliant. Have you seen Have you seen that episode with like so he's water tea, and then he gets like dubbed iced tea, and then his father gets killed and he becomes magma tea. And then Ice Cube shows up, and he's part of the Geo. Fuck, I can't remember. It's fucking hilarious though. It's such a good episode.
That's fantastic.
It's like the Numericons versus the something. Yeah. It's hilarious. Yeah, but yeah, Ice T, and it's all about Ice T and like how he doesn't want to do his maths homework. It's so good. It's That's so awesome. So good. Yes. Personally, I don't have any of those because I'm the sort of person that will buy one and then buy a million.
Yeah.
So I just never started, and I've seen so many of them. Like, man, those are so cool. Yeah. I might, and then I'm like, no, I can't. Yeah. I'm not going to
go down this path.
No, can't go down this path.
Yeah, I understand
absolutely.
That. Ever since I sold my Pokemon card collection for the Switch 2, I've been feeling the same way about Pokemon cards. I'm like, I see a pack and I'm like, I want to do it. I want to do it so bad. Yeah. It's a road I can't go down. No,
definitely not. Well, let's get back on track. So I said to Buck just before we started, my notes for today's episode wouldn't open. And I just started to freak out because like, what am I going to do? Just ramble on about this stuff. But thankfully, I managed to open them. So let's talk Assassin's Creed 3. Originally released in October 2012 on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. November, 2 months. So 1 month later, it got a Wii and a PC release. So it's the first time that we've started to get like releases pretty close to the date. 2019, we got a remaster for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and it got ported to the Switch. It was developed by Ubisoft Montreal and also published by them. The main narrative is set in the 18th century colonial America from 1754 to 1783. Now, as someone who is not from America, this was a very interesting time period for me because I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. So it was really cool to kind of be part of that. It's the first time where we start to get a little bit of a deviation in the story. So our story follows two characters this time. We've got Haytham Kenway. Now, remember that name because his name's going to pop up again. He's a British Templar who attempts to build the presence of the Order in the colonies during the French-Indian War. And then the other character that follows, now I apologize because I am hopefully not going to butcher this name, Radunhagadon. Radunhagadon.
Radunhagadon.
I think Radunhagadon.
Nailed it.
That's it.
I don't know, but yeah, sounds like you nailed it.
Yeah. Or Connor.
Connor, yep.
Connor. Yeah.
Yep.
But this was the first time that the Mohawk people were kind of had a presence in a video game, so it was very cool. So Connor is Hatham's half Mohawk son, who becomes an assassin to protect his people's lands and avenge his mother's death. And he battles the Templars' attempts to influence an outcome of the American Revolution. Now, Connor is able to freely explore 18th century Boston, New York, and the American frontier. So there was that massive open map in the middle, and then we would travel to different cities of Boston and New York. So this was the first time where we kind of were taken away from cities, and we started to do some parkour that was, in some trees. We're doing lots of running, doing lots of cool stuff. So like the previous games in the series, the story includes segments set during the modern day in 2012, which follow Desmond Miles in his efforts to save humanity from an impending disaster. These segments have been expanded significantly and involve actual missions that the player must complete to advance the narrative. So we talked about the Desmond stuff in Revelations, how it went to that first person nonsense that we all hated. I'd forgotten that Desmond actually had his own missions. I don't know if you guys remember those missions. As I was reading through all this stuff, I was like, I remember climbing up a skyscraper. Do you guys remember that as Desmond?
I kind of do, because
Barely.
I vaguely remember being like, with each passing game, I'm like, oh, we're getting closer and closer to a modern day Assassin's Creed.
And then it just never came.
And it just never came. Yeah.
But it was gonna go too, and just never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Locations visited during these modern day segments included a skyscraper in Manhattan. We went to New York, and we also went to a stadium in Brazil. And there was also Abstergo's facility in Rome. So we went to a few places around the world with Desmond.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Very, very cool. So this was the first time, and I'm so glad they did this. Free running has been simplified to allow a more fluid parkour in the cities and wilderness, such as climbing and running on trees, mountains, and cliffs. So they moved it from you having to mash different buttons to parkour to just holding a button. And we're gonna put that one in straight away.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, I think so.
Simplified parkour.
Simplified. Yeah, the simplified parkour system. That was something I mentioned last week when I had jumped back into Assassin's Creed, was retraining my brain to go back into these older games and be like, oh yeah, the parkour was just so different. It's evolved so much since then. And, I know we'll get to it eventually, but like Unity was my favorite jump when it comes to the parkour system, and how they introduced like jumping through buildings and like really going all in on these like little miniature cutscenes and stuff. But yeah, they've made it so much more easier now to parkour. A game that's, I understand the wanting to make it interactive as much as possible, like in the sense that, Expedition 33 has you pressing buttons to keep you involved in its action. So it's like, I can see that they're kind of going for that style in a sense of like we're trying to keep you interacting with the parkour. But when you're thinking about 20 other things at once, as far as like trying to be stealthy, trying to keep eyes on the target, being within earshot range of the target, and that's too much. That's too much. Like, just simplify it. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I found like even those the earlier titles, you would be running, chasing someone, and all of a sudden you would just jump off on a right angle somewhere.
Yeah.
And you're like, I wasn't pointing that way. What's happening here?
Yeah.
Why? And then you have to kind of figure out where you are and trying to climb things, and you're just like, and you're like, I can't reach that little ledge. All right, let's go and find somewhere else to go. So the combat has also had a huge update. So close combat has been modified, allowing Connor to dual wield weapons and take down multiple opponents at once. Players also no longer need to manage the lock-on mechanics. So during close combat fighting, Connor would attack the person closest to him. That's just how it was, which I love, because again, that makes combat simpler, and you're more in the combat as opposed to like, all right, I have to lock onto this guy, and then you run over to him and you attack him. Alrighty, so Connor has access to a wide range of weapons, including muskets, swords, pistols, as well as a tomahawk, bow and arrow, and a rope dart. Now, that rope dart was something special. Do you remember what you could do with the rope dart?
Remind me.
You could rope dart someone and string them up in a tree.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And people would like the other enemies would freak out, and then you could launch the attack with them already on the defensive. that is cool. That's like some Predator shit right there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That is some absolute Predator shit. All right. And the Assassin's signature hidden blades, human shields can also be used. Now, I don't know if you remember that, but you'd be in a fight, and because it was all about the muskets, there'd be like a line of people, and they'd get down on one knee and they'd all fire. You could grab someone and hide behind them.
Yeah, I remember that, because I remember the big concern to a lot of us fans was, oh my gosh, you're introducing guns. This is a sword game. This is dangerous. Don't do this. You're going to ruin the game. And then the second they showed you could use people as bodyguard shields, I was like, yeah, no, they're going to make this work.
That's right. And I also think that's why they've never pursued like a modern day Assassin's Creed.
Absolutely.
Because of all the technology, and we've got guns, and you're like, why would this dude have a knife when he's just got a machine gun that he can just blast someone away? And sure, you could do the close combat. If you get spotted, you get killed, that kind of stuff. But then again, that removes away from the Assassin's Creed of fighting, because there was lots of fighting in it, and you could take on multiple guys. And if they remove the actual combat from it, I'm not a fan of that. Alrighty, so moving on. Medicine is no longer used as health recovers automatically. That's pretty important. There was nothing worse than running out of med packs.
Yeah.
The fact, like, and that was, I guess that was the time of games, right? A lot of games started to bring back the respawning health. Remember the original Halo? You had to find health packs. Your shield would respawn, but your health wouldn't. Alrighty, so stealth has been revamped, allowing players to use natural elements such as tall grass and trees to hide, along with the ability to blend between two people. So they kind of shrunk down the crowd stealth to you. It could just be you and one other. And you could pretend to talk to that person and walk past guards. So I don't know. Do we want to add that to our crowd stealth part? Like, what what part of the crowds do we like? Do we like being able to hide in smaller groups of people, or do we want to keep it big?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say you want to keep it big, because I felt like for me, when it came to hiding around, I don't know. This is a tricky question because it never made sense. It always felt awkward hiding between two people, and I guess that would work, but it always unimmersed me in the sense of like, there's in real life you would clearly see like I'm standing right there, but then when you're actually playing the game, and I just remember so many times, even when I went and revisited for like 2 minutes, that I was running into moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, please register that I'm in a group. Please don't see me. Like, and it would work because there's only 2 people standing there. So that's the kind of thing. It's like, it makes more sense. So with a big crowd, maybe that's more about like the game design of it. Maybe they just need to be designing it in a way to where it's like, okay, there's constantly big groups of people. Maybe there's a couple people facing away up against a wall. You can join them. I don't know. I don't know how you do that. But yeah, I say just stick with big crowds.
Yeah. Because again, like if there's 2 people talking and you walk up to them, they'll both look at you and be like, "Who's this guy? What do you
Yeah.
What do you want?" There's a big group of people you can kind of slip in and sneak past. Alrighty, so Assassin's Creed 3 features weather simulations such as snow, fog, and rain. The seasons change between summer and winter, which affects visuals and gameplay. Snowfall can reduce visibility for the player and enemies, aiding in stealth. So again, we talked about. Did we talk about weather? No, that's coming up. That's what we loved about Shadows, right? The weather systems being able. So that's a huge thing for me. I love the idea of weather and it affecting the environment. How during winter all the lakes freeze, and so you can't. Well, not lakes, but like all the water freezes. You can see your footsteps in the snow, but it's a lot harder to see. So yeah, I'm all about weather. I think weather should be a big part of it.
Absolutely.
I agree.
I know you've already said Shadows, but it is that thing of, in Shadows there were collectibles that you had to find that were, I mean, there wasn't many. It was like spirit animals that you would find, and they would only be available during certain weather conditions and during certain times of days. And then once you found them, you'd get to learn more about those spirits and stuff. And the time of day was very relevant to that. And speaking of which, it is a stealth game. Being able, that's imperative to the weather, right? Like, if it's, I mean, hell, maybe one day we'll see an Assassin's Creed game so advanced that it's like they can see muddy footprints and they're like, oh wait, somebody's here. You know what I mean? Like, and that can give you away. But I mean, it's nighttime, and that plays an important part in these newer games. So yeah, absolutely. We keep it. The perfect Assassin's Creed game has to have a great weather system, for sure.
And I think to add to that, almost like a time manipulation system. So we should be able to attack or do a certain mission at any part of the day that we want. Kind of like, again, bloody Kojima, he nailed it with Metal Gear Solid 5. Like, the guards go to sleep during the night. There's less guards at night, but there's lights on. There's like times of the day where the guard changes, and you should be able to be like, cool, the guard's changing at 3, let's slip in at 3. Or like, I need to create a distraction, I need lots of people around, we need to do this during the day. Like, I think so yeah, weather system and like a time manipulation, I guess we want to call that. Time manipulation. Alrighty, so moving on from there, the Davenport homestead. Do we all remember the homestead?
A little bit. I remember it being somewhat customizable. Like that was kind of like one of the first games they did where you have a base and you can upgrade it and things of that nature, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep. But they did go a little bit further. So the site can be visited by people such as carpenters, tailors, who are suffering from displacement due to the war. So you can return to the homestead. There's just random people there that you can buy stuff from, different traders, different people, and helping them or interacting with these NPCs can encourage them to settle at your homestead. So essentially, you're trying to build a community where people can come. So again, at the start, there's nobody there, but the more that we progress, the more people come, the more our name gets out there. Like, hey, this Davenport homestead, it's a safe place to go, and more people turn up. So from then on, the player can craft various items and trade with them and sell goods to the cities via caravan. So the player can help them build relationships with each other, which will result in the formation of a small community. So I don't know how much into Valhalla you got, but at some point, I don't remember if it was an update or what it was, but you would come across traders from different regions of the world. And so you could buy armor from Egypt, from Origins in Valhalla. You could buy, there was a trade. Yeah, there was a trader that went to Italy, and you could start to buy things from Italy, and so I guess this is kind of where it all started. You could make money from your homestead by trading with caravans that would head to the city and sell things on your behalf. So I reckon we need some sort of home base, right? But I don't know where to start with that. That's a big thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Anyone have any ideas about what we want to do for that?
I feel like I've been talking a lot, so Buck, you take this one.
I was gonna say that I kind of like the system in Shadows that uses that. I know we'll talk about that in a later time, but like how you build it and you create whatever you want to create, and you make it your own. So I kind of really enjoy that, and I know with this it kind of is similar, but it's pretty cool because those people in this one, these people just show up, and Shadows, you kind of recruit those people, you kind of find them, and they end up in your city. So a little mix between the two would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 I was thinking about the some of the older games and how they usually, some vendors or shops that you'd run into, even in Brotherhood, you would be able to find sets of armor from previous games. And I do think that would be an awesome thing to involve. And I was going to say the exact same thing as you when it came to Shadows. It's like, it's going to be hard to talk about all this stuff in retrospective and be like, Shadows just did so much of it so well. It's like, just make Shadows too. That'd be the But, no, you're right. Like, I feel like the customizability, customizability of the how you had your homestead, so to speak, worked really well in that game. But I think what we like what we're talking about now is that thing of having the shopkeepers from all these different places from all around the world being able to access different weapons and different sets of armors from previous games to kind of create like a continual growing hub. And I mean, right now they're doing this whole thing where it's like, hey, every week you are able to access certain portions of the armor that you can buy, like with real currency. Why aren't they doing that with like, hey, every week check in, we might have a piece of armor from this game that you could buy. And if you're constantly checking in, you might be able to get a whole entire set from Assassin's Creed Origins or something. I think that would be a great incentive to get people to come back and revisit the game. But while you were sitting there talking about Connor inviting people over, I couldn't get the image out of my head of Connor riding with Paul Revere on a horse and saying, "Hey kid, get in the wagon. We've got hidden blades." It's just like, okay, I'll come with you anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love it. All right, so we'll have some sort of roaming trader that comes to our base, and he will have things from places. Roaming.
We will have a trader, and he will have things. Guys, this game's gonna be lit.
Yep.
It's gonna be lit.
Right?
Yeah,
He will have things. All right.
Trader here
I love it.
has things.
Yeah. He has things. We'll talk about what things later, but yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a revamped version of the recruitment system that was introduced in Brotherhood, as players can enlist citizens to the Assassin's cause by completing completing optional liberation missions. Unlike previous games, the player is limited to 6 recruits, but each recruit has a distinct personality and backstories. They have a much larger skill set as well, allowing them to start riots, provide cover escort, and set up ambushes. So I think that is where we should go, like with that Brotherhood system. Like, we can't just call them in whenever we want. We need to be like, hey, I need you to set up an ambush, or I need you to create a distraction here at this time. And then if you miss that time, if you don't make your whatever, they do it anyway. They don't wait for you. They've been given a task and they do it.
Yep.
And then it's up to you to kind of do what you need to do. Oh shit, there's something happening over there. All the guards run over and you're tied up fighting some dude back here. And then the guards come back and your distraction was for nothing.
Screwed. Yep.
Yeah.
I like it.
Kind of
Yeah.
like Ghost Recon Future Soldier. It did that a little bit. You remember that? Like, you'd have to line up shots. Basically, you would see 4 enemies. You would tag 1, 2, 3, and then you would be the 4th shot. And if you missed or you failed, like, then the enemies were alerted. I think that's a phenomenal idea. I mean, Ubisoft has basically already done it before.
All right, let's we'll add that into our like Brotherhood system, I guess. Yeah, okay, fantastic. And I also like the like that they have a personality, and and like it would be maybe some of them have like skills that allow them to do things versus ones that don't. Kind of like Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, that's like Watch Dogs Legion. That was so cool.
Yeah.
And that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Again, like we haven't kind of come up with a time period yet, because like, so we can't have a demolitions expert and a tech expert. Alrighty. So Assassin's Creed 3 introduces naval gameplay to the series. During the main story, Connor captains a brig, the Aquila, and is given the opportunity to upgrade it with improved weapons and armor. Control of the ship relies on environmental factors such as wind direction and speed, local presence of storms, high waves, and rocks. Engagements are by cannon, with broadsides covering both flanks of the ship. Swivel guns can be used to damage smaller ships, which can be boarded to find treasure, and chain shots from the broadside as well to take down masts of larger ships. The Aquila is usable only during a few main story missions and a series of dedicated side missions. So, what are our thoughts on boats?
Buck, you take this.
I'm probably the outlier in this one.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the outlier in this because I don't know if I like the boat combat.
Okay, no,
and this
you're
is from
not.
a guy who just bought Skull and Bones because it was $8.
Yep.
But
right? Mm-hmm. We just talked about this. Yeah.
Dude, Skull and Bones is on their redemption story. I swear to you.
They are.
I swear to you.
I know.
Yeah. I'm anyway.
yeah, I don't know, like it's so funny, like I've played the naval combat, and I guess I've been so against it for so long, and then I started to play it. I was like, all right, well, this isn't so bad, but I still feel like I'm not the biggest fan of the naval combat.
So okay, so even after playing 4 and Sea of Thieves and things of that nature, you're just not on board with it at all.
Sea of Thieves is crazy because that game's goof factor, I think, makes all of that a little bit better for me.
Yep.
Because if you play Sea of Thieves with friends, that is an absolute blast, and you will, if anything, you might not get anything done, you might not find any treasure, but you're definitely gonna laugh your ass off at least 3 or 4 times because somebody's gonna do something stupid, and it's gonna set off ego fest.
Yeah. I'm actually with you, Buck. Sorry, Nathan, you carry on.
Oh, no. I was just going to say the same thing. Yeah, you're definitely not the outlier. I find myself very much in the middle where it's like I enjoy ship missions on occasion. That's why 4 never became like my ultimate favorite. Yes, I loved it, and it definitely holds a special place in my heart. But I wouldn't say it's like up there in my top favorite Assassin's Creed games because of the ship combat. It did it really well. I enjoyed it. I was comfortable spending as much time in it as I did, but it was not the highlight of the game for me. It wasn't my favorite thing to do, and let's be honest, it was like 50%, if not more, of Assassin's Creed 4. So that's kind of why Assassin's Creed 4 is never rated highly for me. But Assassin's Creed 3 specifically, if we're going to talk about the naval stuff, I don't want any of it in our game. I hated Assassin's Creed 3's naval stuff. I enjoyed it for the first 5 minutes that they introduced it. I'm like, hey, check this out. And I'm like, wow, it's really cool that you added all of this just for a couple missions. But every time they put me in a ship, I was like, I want to set myself on fire. I don't want to do this. Just please get me out of this. I enjoyed the Tea Party mission, but that was it.
I agree.
I feel like, especially when it pertains to Assassin's Creed 3, it kind of feels like some of the side missions that you do in Grand Theft Auto, where you do it once and you're just like, I don't need to play this again. I don't know why y'all put this here. It was fun one time. Oh, you know what? A good example of that is the RC missions in San Andreas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please shoot me.
Yeah.
Like the first one, you were like, all right, cool, I got the hang of this. I think the second and third one, it was just way too much, and it just gets painful.
I agree.
That and the controls, the controls are a little iffy, especially on that game, but it just, it got to a point where you're just like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need to do this ever again.
Yeah, but wait, there's more. There's more RC missions. And you're like, fuck.
Please, no.
Yeah. I'm with both of you. I think the ship stuff was good, but I liked it. I liked the fact that it was just a couple of missions and that it wasn't its main core, like Black Flag. Black Flag got so repetitive. We're talking about repetitive Assassin's Creed. Black Flag is it for me. Having to fight ships and board them to get resources hundreds of times. I was like, I need some more wood. Oh, fuck, I have to go and bloody board a ship again. It got monotonous quickly, but it's fun.
When I think of my time with Assassin's Creed 4, I think of sitting there and using the snap function on my Xbox One and watching Netflix while sailing so much, because that game asked you to do so much freaking sailing. And I would literally watch shows while I did it. It was just that monotonous.
Yep.
And it didn't take away from the experience. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I completely agree with you. So shall we say, if we're gonna have a ship, it needs to be in like a set piece, or like a specific mission where you have a ship, you have some cannons. I mean, like we said, we haven't decided when our game is going to be set. There might not even be ships. It might not be a thing. So yeah, I've put down ship combat, not too much, maybe a mission or two.
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't
like
need
that.
to be customizable. It's a ship. It is what it is, right? All right.
It'd be kind of like the Halo tank levels, where
Yes.
it's cool. It's a cool set piece. It really kicks ass for that section, and then it's done. Like, that would be awesome.
Yep,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna pop that on there.
Don't
Definitely.
do the Doom medieval thing. Like, it's nice and complex enough as it is. I don't think it would give you that feel of Doom the Dark Ages, where you hop in a mech and you've got like press 4 buttons and get through this quick little scene. So I think that would work. I think that would work.
Alrighty, so Metacritic scores. What are we thinking? So we've got a different PS3 has got a different score to the 360. What do we reckon the Metacritic score for Assassin's Creed 3 was?
63.
I'm gonna go 80. I think I remember it being like in the 80s.
It was in the 80s.
Really?
PS3's 85. Xbox 360 got an 84.
Good. Because I remember people hating on that game hard.
Yep. Do
Yeah.
games still get different platform scores? Do we know?
No, I don't think so.
It just
Think
It's weird.
I think so. I think because especially nowadays, because the ratio is so skewed. You know, a lot of people will review if things are multi-platform. They're gonna review it on the platform that they play the most, which is usually the PlayStation.
Yep.
So usually you'll get more reviews for PlayStation than you would for Xbox.
Mm-hmm. And then I suppose a lot of things now don't run so well on PC, or they don't run so well on PlayStation, so if it doesn't run well, it shouldn't get a better. Yep. Alrighty, so let's talk units sold. How many units do we think Assassin's Creed 3 sold in the first week?
Ooh, what would that have been? Like 2011?
2012.
4 million.
So it's got to be. I'm gonna say 2 million.
3.5.
Oh wow, we're right.
3.5. Wow.
3.5
We're
million in the first week. So if we think back to Revelations sold 7 million copies in the first year. If we think that
Holy crap.
Assassin's Creed 3 was released in October, by the end of the year, how many copies were sold worldwide? So we've got 3 months.
Let's go with.
I'm gonna go 7 million.
Yeah, I was gonna go 8 or 9. So just to make it spicy, I'll say 9.
Yep, spot on the money at 7.
Oh.
So
snap.
we sold 3.5 million in the first week, and by the end of the year, it had doubled in sales.
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
it didn't do too badly. Now, really, we haven't taken much from Assassin's Creed 3, but that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll move on to. So I've just got a few little things about Liberation. It's just a really small addition to it, but Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation was originally released in Japan as Assassin's Creed 3 Lady Liberty. So it had a different name in Japan. It was a spin-off to Assassin's Creed 3 and was only originally released on the PlayStation Vita in October of 2012. So it was pretty much released hand in hand with Assassin's Creed 3. Now, the story is set in the late 18th century in French Louisiana. Now, I have always wanted to go to this region of America.
Yeah.
There's something about Louisiana that just, I don't know whether it's the food or whether it's the music or whether it's, I don't know. There's something about this time period that just speaks to me. And I have not played Liberation yet. Liberation and Rogue are the 2 Assassin's Creed titles that I have not played. Set in 18th century French Louisiana from 1765 to 1777. And it focuses on the life of French assassin, that's her name, Aveline de Grandpere.
Okay.
I'm butchered that pronunciation. And it's the series' first female protagonist.
Yep.
As she fights Templars attempting to gain control of New Orleans following the end of the French War. So it's set just after Assassin's Creed 3. Now, a fully remade version of the game titled Assassin's Creed Liberation HD was released 2 years later on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Windows, and it was only available via online. So PlayStation Network, Xbox Live Arcade, and Steam. A remastered version of Liberation HD was released as part of the Assassin's Creed 3 remaster for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Windows, and the Nintendo Switch in 2019. Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation retains the franchise's trademark open world gameplay while making use of the PlayStation Vita's touch screen and the rear touchpad cameras and gyroscope. Now, I never had a PlayStation Vita. Did either of you?
Yes.
I don't have a Vita. I had a PlayStation TV, which is basically the Vita that you hook up to a TV.
What is the gyroscope? What is that? What was that in the? What did that do? Do you remember? I have no idea because I never had one.
Is that the name of the back touchpad? Maybe.
Maybe.
Do you remember?
Let's have a quick.
Yeah, you guys look that up. I did have a Vita. I really enjoyed it, and I think that was the first time I experienced Liberation. Was when I eventually got that and was able to get it on sale at one point. And I do remember playing through it, but it was that thing of once I rolled credits, I just moved on and never went back. I don't remember hardly anything from that story. I just remember it having some pretty short, simple, and sweet missions to get through.
Right. So apparently the gyroscope allowed you to move the controller, and it would pick up that movement. Kind of like Death Stranding, when you look down at Lou and you use the controller and you shake Lou. Which, I always thought that you weren't supposed to shake babies. It was always the thing that I was told never to do. Don't shake the baby.
Give the baby shaking baby syndrome.
Yeah, right. That's it. So yeah,
game of the year right there, baby.
The PS Vita has a built-in gyroscope, specifically a 3-axis gyroscope that allows for motion-based controls in games. So that's what that does.
Okay. All right.
So
cool. I'll remember.
Assassin's Creed 3 had that.
I guess it did.
But obviously, the new gameplay mechanics exclusive to Liberation included a chain kill ability, which allowed Aveline to chain attacks together to kill multiple enemies at once. Now, that reminds me of Far Cry, when you were able to unlock that ability and you could kill that guy, pull out the pin on the grenade, kick that guy at him, he'd explode. Fuck, that was cool. We need to do Yeah, that was so cool. All right, so
sorry.
I know. So there was a trading system, which Aveline manages her father's trade network by purchasing goods and selling them to other cities via ship. So I'm assuming that's how you get money to buy things in your game.
So this trader did have stuff then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots of stuff and lots of things.
Okay.
So Aveline had different personas. So again, I never played this, so I don't know. But all I did was read up about it and watch some videos. So she had the ability to switch between 3 distinct personas, each providing its own advantages and disadvantages. So, for example, the assassin persona performed better in combat, but is very quickly detected by enemies. And so The slave persona can blend in with other slaves or carry crates to pass by suspicious enemies, but has access to very few weapons. And then the lady persona can charm or bribe guards to enter restricted areas and is dedicated slower than the other sorry, let's fucking use your words, Fraser. The lady persona can charm or bribe guards to enter restricted areas and is detected slower than other personas, but she cannot free run. So essentially, you can change disguises, and each disguise has advantages and disadvantages, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that always got me in Assassin's Creed, right, is Ezio in his flamboyant, crazy disguise, just rolling down the street next to beggars and people. Like, he sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
And somehow he manages to blend in with all of these other people. So the fact that you can change disguises to help you do certain or achieve certain things, I think is really cool. And obviously that does need to come with a downside. So being able to blend in with slaves, but you can't fight, or being able to charm your way through certain areas, but you can't free run, or maybe you've only got access to your hidden blade. So I think that's pretty cool.
I wonder why they ever did away with that. Like, because that's such a cool concept. Even if you take away the restrictions and at least do like the outfit changing for certain scenarios, almost like a Hitman game. Man, that just sounds so perfect for the franchise. So it's weird that they ever did away with it.
That's right, exactly. And so Liberation was released. Where are we going? Yeah, Liberation was released on the same day as Assassin's Creed 3. The game is available in a PS Vita bundle pack with a new crystal white Vita.
Yeah, I remember that.
So you could get a special edition Vita with Assassin's Creed 3. Now, purchasing Assassin's Creed 3 for the PlayStation 3 allowed players to link it with Liberation via the PlayStation Vita to unlock several in-game bonuses. So I don't know if you remember in the previous episode, Assassin's Creed was very Xbox heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When it gets to Assassin's Creed 3, they do a flip and they start going down the PlayStation line.
Yep.
So you could unlock several in-game bonuses, including exclusive missions from the point of view of Assassin's Creed protagonist Connor. You could unlock several multiplayer skins, and you could also get Connor's signature tomahawk and an upgraded ammunition pouch. So if you played it on PlayStation, it was better.
Yeah, it's
Boo.
crazy.
Boo.
They did that shit with
Boo.
Destiny as well. Oh man, now it's bringing back flashbacks of the console wars. It's like,
Right.
Yeah, there was a good reason people console warred. Gosh.
Yeah, there was, but now it's Anyway, so I think Metacritic score very low, 70.
Yeah, that's right.
Extremely low. Yeah. So
I
that's
remember.
really the only thing to pull out for me from Assassin's Creed Liberation is the disguises.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah.
You could have said there was clowns on unicycles in that game, and I would have been like, yeah, okay. Because I just don't remember hardly anything about this game. But yeah, I agree. Definitely the disguises. Bring that back. Maybe not that exact system, but for sure. What do you think?
There's something like that.
Yeah, I think we tweak it a little bit, but I do like the system of disguises and maybe, slight bonuses and, negative hits to different things. So.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's move on to Black Flag. So Black Flag was originally released for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and the Wii U on October 2013. So a game where every year we're getting a new Assassin's Creed, year after year after year. And later in it wasn't it? It was absolutely crazy. And 1 month later, it got the next gen release. So Originally released on PlayStation 3, 60, and U. 1 month later, we got the PlayStation 4, the Windows, and the Xbox One releases. The main story is set in the West Indies during the golden age of piracy in 1715 to 1722 and follows the notorious Welsh pirate Edward Kenway. Now, interestingly enough, he's actually the grandfather of Connor.
Yep.
And he's also the father of the antagonist Haytham Kenway. And as he searches for fortune and mythical stuff in a mythical location called the Observatory. So, for me, Edward is my favorite of all of the assassins.
Really?
I think only for the fact of he became an assassin in the most pirate way. He killed an assassin.
Yep.
That's he killed an assassin. He put on his fucking clothes, and then he was like, "Cool, let's go. Let's do this." That's the most pirate way to do anything, is just to take it and do it yourself. So unlike previous games, the gameplay elements focused on the ship-based exploration of a seamless open world. And we all discussed and decided that was probably its biggest downfall, was how big it was and how long it took to get anywhere, and it became so repetitive. Oh, my goodness.
It was so empty on top of that. Like, the things you were doing in between that was simply picking up barrels floating in the water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely agree. The game features 3 main cities, Havana, Kingston, and Nassau, which resides under Spanish, British, and pirate influence, respectively. In addition, locations like Port-au-Prince and Greater Igana in Inagua. Sorry, butchering. Just call me the butcher.
Butcher.
The butcher are used as main story points. It also features 50 individual locations to explore, including sea forts, Mayan ruins, sugar plantations, and underwater shipwrecks, with a 60-40 balance between land and naval exploration. So, even 60-40, I would have said that was smaller. I reckon you spend so much more time at sea than you do anywhere else.
I revisited
the new aspect.
The deal. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I was just gonna say that the DLC that I played, I think it's Freedom Cry DLC. I remember the thing that I was excited about that the most was the fact that it solely took place on land. And that I was like, okay, this is the content I want from Assassin's Creed 4. So, yeah, when you said 60-40, I mean, even earlier in this episode, I said 50-50. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think it felt a lot different.
Felt like higher. Yeah.
Yeah, much higher. So, a new aspect of the game is the Jackdaw, the ship that protagonist Edward Kenway captains. The Jackdaw is upgradable throughout the game and is easily accessible to the player when needed. So essentially, it was your horse. You could be like, "Oi, bring my ship in," and they would. So, in addition, new underwater component has been added, allowing players to explore shipwrecks at several marked locations. So, I really enjoyed that part, like being able to explore underwater. The whole idea of Black Flag is brilliant, but I just think the execution wasn't great. Like, the pirate, all of the pirate stuff was so cool, and it was such an amazing pirate game. But it just made me realize how, like, being a pirate and, like, sailing your ship around, fuck, it must have been boring.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Pretty rough life.
Yep. Absolutely. So an updated form of the recruit system introduced, allowing Edward to recruit crew members. They can also be promoted to captains and acquire their own ships, and are needed to assist in boarding enemy vessels. They cannot assist in combat or perform long-range assassinations as in the previous games. So essentially, your Brotherhood is assigned just to your ship, which I think is how they tried to get away from it being able to help you. We're not having ships in our games, so I think that all of this stuff, is unnecessary. I've just popped down here. Ubisoft removed the aspect of the Brotherhood system, believing it allowed players to bypass tense and challenging scenarios too easily. In the present, at the offices of Abstergo Entertainment, a subsidiary of Abstergo Industries in Montreal, Quebec, players control an unnamed protagonist from a first-person perspective and engage in modern-day pirating through the exploration of Abstergo offices, eavesdropping, and hacking, all without combat. Hacking minigames similar to the cluster and glyph puzzles from the previous games are also present, and completing them uncovers various secrets about Abstergo. So, again, I thought that part was pretty dumb.
100%.
Yeah.
The first person exploring and the modern day pirating. Nah. Yeah. Absolute no for me. So this was the first time where we got some significant DLC. So Freedom Cry, which is what you talked about just then when you take the role of Adawe.
I'm wanting to say it's pronounced Adewale. I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe. I could be wrong about that.
Is a freed slave from Trinidad who becomes Edward Kenway's quartermaster and later a member of the Brotherhood. So, I actually thought, like you, that Freedom Cry was much better than Black Flag itself. It takes place 13 years after the end of Black Flag, which appoints Adewale as a well-trained assassin. So, while disrupting Templar operations in the Caribbean, he finds himself shipwrecked in Saint Dominique, where he comes face to face with some of the most brutal slavery practices in the West Indies. So again, a super, super heavy content that they tried to attack. I think it was done quite well.
It was done amazing. I want to throw this in here because I never knew about this until a couple weeks ago. There's an achievement for killing the final boss in that DLC, where basically you take a branding iron out of his hands and you kill him with it. And I was like, that was badass. It felt really good.
That's so cool.
I was like, fuck this guy.
Yeah. So, new gameplay mechanic introduced in Freedom Cry is the freeing of African slaves. Each freed slave serves as a resource for the player to...
Okay.
So you do remember that?
Yes. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. So, where are we going? Players may utilize a similar recruit system introduced in Black Flag to enlist recruits, Maroons, to fight by Adewale's side. Players will encounter opportunities for him to liberate slaves and fighting alongside Maroons throughout procedurally generated instances, raids on colonial plantations or story missions. So again, they are stepping away from the Brotherhood system. They're allowing you to have comrades, but you can't just call on them whenever you like. So I think that's what we decided, wasn't it, with our thing. Like looking through this, I feel like this was the lull in Assassin's Creed. The first 4 games were incredible, and all of a sudden we've got Assassin's Creed kind of we're tired. Nothing new, nothing good is coming of it. So again, the only real new thing that they brought to it was the ship combat, and I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
So So we'll skip on from that. What are we thinking about Metacritic scores?
Metacritic scores. I feel like I could see that pulling in like at 87 or an 88.
Yep. Is this the Batman's Batmobile debacle? It absolutely is, Steve.
Really?
But I liked the Batmobile. I loved that. But for whatever reason, the ship stuff.
Yeah. And I honestly, like, it's good to point out that I think we're in the minority, because when you talk to people about Assassin's Creed, so many people point out Assassin's Creed 4 as their all-time favorite Assassin's Creed game ever. So I think we're definitely probably in the minority of people in that. As far as improvements go in the franchise, the only thing I felt missing from what you mentioned was the dual pistols in the combat.
Yep.
The introduction of having any kind of handgun was, I'm pretty sure, brand new in that game. I love the combat in that game, especially in comparison of 3. But I remember the biggest thing that struck me when that game came out, because it was the only. It was funny because it's like the Xbox One just came out, and it's like, what game are you gonna play? And I'm like, another Assassin's Creed game. And I was so excited because the graphics were just mind-blowingly gorgeous.
Yes.
So good looking, and it was crazy because it got a 360 port. Well, that was no. I'm wrong. It got a Rogue port. Rogue came out for the 360 because Assassin's Creed 4 was so much more advanced. So they didn't want to leave the 360 generation behind. I apologize.
Yep.
I've derailed this conversation.
No. That's what this is about.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I did not mention the pistols. That was fantastic, because you had one at the start, and you could have a total of 4.
Oh, I forgot you could have 4 of them. Yeah.
And you could just go bam, 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 but then like you have to reload. So you're like, oh shit. So Metacritic, it did better on the previous generation. So on the PlayStation 3 generation, 88 it got.
Holy shit.
On the new generation, it got 84.
Huh.
So there you go.
I think maybe because it was more updated. Like, by the time it made it to the 360, maybe it was just more updated and more refined. Maybe that would be why. While you're talking about that, I'm going to look up.
Maybe it was just the fact, like, it took a whole month. So it was released on the PlayStation 3. Everyone loved it. Everyone had a great time. They released it on the PlayStation 4, and it's like, oh, we've done this. We don't need to. Oh, you're muted there, Buck.
Oh, I am? Dang.
Yep.
Oh, hang on.
Okay, so during the first week of sales in the United Kingdom, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag became the best-selling game on all available platforms, ahead of Battlefield 4. So it did better than Battlefield.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because Battlefield 4 is renowned as like one of the best. Sorry.
No. However, the game's opening week sales were 60% down compared to Assassin's Creed 3.
Wow. That's
insane.
Yep. So Ubisoft blamed... Sorry, carry on.
No, I was just going to say I misspoke about the Rogue thing. Apparently 4 did come out for the 360 before the Xbox One. I don't remember that at all, but I apologize.
No, I don't either. So Ubisoft blamed the fall in demand on uncertainty caused by the upcoming transition to the new console. So they said people couldn't decide whether they were going to buy it on the 360 or the One, so they just didn't buy it. Which I don't think that's right. I think you would. I bought it on the Xbox One because I just bought the One.
Too.
Yeah,
I bought the One, and then I bought that game.
Yeah.
Right.
I bought the special edition of it with the statue and all the things, and my one came with an extra thing of a pewter like beer stein. So I got
great.
a cool little pewter beer stein. I think it might be in the cupboard. Anyway, carry on from there. In May 2014, so 7 months after release, Ubisoft announced that the game had shipped over 11 million copies, which is not too bad. And Black Flag is the best-selling Assassin's Creed game in the franchise. Do we know how many copies it sold as of 2025?
This one?
That's so cool.
Oh, yeah. That's so cool.
He's definitely, he's a little beaten up. Like, his sword broke off, and I gotta do some repairs, but yes, I have. You said 11 million copies by what time? What date? I'm sorry, I missed that.
In 7 months. 7 months it sold 11 million copies.
I want to tell you it's in like the 22 to 24 million range, but I can't remember.
I think I've got my numbers wrong, or where I've got this information from is wrong, because it's saying it's only 15 million. But I would have assumed that it would have been more.
So it's only 4 extra million.
Yeah, since 2014. But I guess like people played it. People played it early. They're not going to buy it and play it again.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so we got some downsides to Black Flag. Peter, the people for ethical treatment of animals, didn't appreciate the fact that in Black Flag you could use harpoons to kill whales. They thought that was pretty dumb. It is what it is. The organization said that it was disgraceful for any game to glorify whaling.
Save the digital whales.
Save the digital whales. Yeah.
Okay.
Ubisoft responded to the claims by saying that Assassin's Creed Black Flag is based on history and it is a work of fiction that depicts real-life events during the golden era of pirates. Ubisoft stated that they do not condone whaling nor the pirate lifestyle.
Yarr.
That
so
is wild
funny.
that you have to make that statement. Holy crap.
Yeah. We do not condone whaling nor the pirate lifestyle in general.
The pirate lifestyle is not for this Ubisoft CEO. Oh,
no, absolutely not. So that's the end of Assassin's Creed 4. Personally, I don't think there's really anything that we can take from 4 that I think it's just another nail in the Assassin's Creed coffin.
I mean, are we taking guns with us?
Yeah, let's take guns.
Okay.
Like, again, we can determine whether we use them or not by the fact of when it's going to be set.
And we can revisit this one because, they do introduce the hidden gun and all that stuff. So, that's definitely something we can revisit when we're finished up with this.
Yep.
But
exactly.
And then, like Steve mentioned in the comment section a little bit.
Steve, he also seal the deal.
I guess the spear doesn't seal the deal. Now he brought up like maybe the disguises would make it feel a little too Hitman. Yeah, if you bring in disguises and guns, you're probably starting to feel a little bit more like Hitman there. So or Splinter Cell.
But then you also, if you do that, you gotta also bring in like the accidental assassinations and stuff. And then you're really the full Hitman experience there.
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
You know what?
Amazing.
Let's put in an accidental assassination.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, so last but not least, we'll just touch on Rogue really quickly because it is part of the new world stuff. Assassin's Creed Rogue is a 2014 action-adventure game developed by Ubisoft Sofia. So we're not done by Montreal. This one's by Ubisoft Sofia and is published by Ubisoft. It's the 7th major installment in the series and is set alongside 2012's Assassin's Creed 3 and after 2013's Black Flag. So it also has ties to Assassin's Creed Unity, which was released on the same day as Rogue. So,
okay, that's why I got my information mixed up. My bad. Okay, yep, that makes sense.
it seems crazy that they're releasing games on the same day. Like, how many? Like, that seems insane to me.
Well, again, it's the thing of Unity was too advanced for the 360. Unity never did come out for the 360.
No,
I know that for a fact.
Unity never did.
So it was that Rogue One, there was too much of a player base still left behind on the 360 that they wanted to give them something, so they gave them Rogue.
Right.
And what was crazy about that was Rogue was essentially more Assassin's Creed 4. While Unity was that was the next installment. It was a totally different setting, totally different everything. I'm excited to get into that one, but proceed.
I never played Rogue. I think because it came out on the same day as Unity.
Yep.
And I thought I'm not going to buy 2 Assassin's Creed games because that's crazy.
I didn't play it until like maybe 5 years later when I got it on a Steam sale.
Yeah. I've got it sitting over there. I will play it. I do intend to play it, but when?
And they remastered.
I'll be dead I'll be dead by the time all that happens. Okay, so it's the last Assassin's Creed game to be developed for the 7th generation of consoles, being released on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 in November 2014. A remastered version of the game was released 4 years later for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One in March of 2018. The main plot is set before and during the French-Indian War of 1752 to 1760 and follows Shay Patrick Cormac. Fucking brilliant name.
Badass name.
An Irish-American privateer and assassin. And this is where it gets crazy. Who defects to the Templars and helps them hunt down members of his former brotherhood after becoming disillusioned with their tactics.
Hell yeah.
Gameplay in Rogue is very similar to that of Black Flag, with a mixture of ship-based naval exploration and third-person land-based exploration, though some new features have been added. So, I love that. Hunting down assassins. Because like I said right at the start, may I love me a villain. I love me a good villain. And the Templars were, right from the start, they were always portrayed to be the bad guys.
And yeah, there's always they always tried to find an explanation whenever you'd reach the final boss as to their motivations and their viewpoints on the world. And they really dive into that with this game. Shay Cormac, one of the most underrated protagonists in the entire series. He's awesome. Yep. His story is great. I can't wait for you to eventually play it, when you'll probably have to use an animus and play as your ancestors to actually play the game.
Right? I know, I think so. I think I might make Rogue my next game after Death Stranding. I think I'll do it. I think I will do it.
I recommend it. The story's good enough.
Okay, cool. I want to do that, and I want to do Liberation as well, just because I've played all the Assassin's Creeds except them, so I probably should play it. What are your thoughts on Shay, Buck?
So this is funny enough. I also haven't played this game because I remember when it came out, thinking the same thing you did, like, why am I going to buy this? I'm going to play Unity on my Xbox One. And funny enough, I do have this game. I bought it years ago, but I just haven't had a second to get back to it. But I remember when it came out, I just totally skipped it.
Yep, 100%.
Now, did you ever write down or anything that they actually added into this, or was it basically just this is more of a continuation of 4?
I've got a few things.
Okay, cool.
A few things here. So the Morrigan, the ship that Shay's ship, Has a shallower draft than Edward Kenway's Jackdaw, allowing for river travel. It can be equipped with several new weapons, including the puckle gun, oil slicks, and the icebreaker.
Okay.
So, again, we had a lot of kind of river combat as opposed to open world. Again, the icebreaker, I'm assuming that he goes to Antarctica or somewhere where it's nice and cold. Canada, I don't know. Additionally, enemy ships can board the Morrigan, and certain icebergs can be destroyed to create waves that damage smaller ships. So you don't only board, but you can be boarded, which
Oh wow.
that brings something new to it. And again, I like the fact that smaller ships can be destroyed by environmental things. For combat, the game introduces an air rifle similar to the blowpipe from Black Flag, which allows the player to silently take out enemies from a distance. The air rifle can be outfitted with various different projectiles, such as sleeping darts and firecrackers.
I only ever use the sleeping darts.
Yeah, that's
Too
right.
noisy.
Well, speaking of too noisy, at a predetermined point in the narrative, Shay is given access to a grenade launcher.
Yeah, they got a little wild with the fact that Freedom Cry, everybody loved that shotgun, the Buster, whatever. They were like, oh
the
yeah, people
blunderbuss.
love
They were
this.
like,
They're here for it. Let's give them a freaking grenade launcher.
Right? So the grenade launcher attachment for the rifle was given to you by a fictionalized version of Benjamin Franklin.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
And it can fire shrapnel grenades, which I think is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Love it. Gotta love it.
Hand-to-hand combat has been slightly altered, and now enemy attacks can be countered with timing, similar to the Batman Arkham games. So our combat has started to turn from more of like a hack and slash kind of thing to it's more about timing with parries and counters and dodges, which I'm all about. The Arkham combat system is so good. It's so good.
I love it. It flows perfectly. Like it's really like, I guess it was explained like as a dance kind of, and it just makes you feel good. It makes you feel like a badass.
Oh yeah, and there's absolutely. So enemy assassins. Sorry, stop there. Because you're fighting assassins, they have the skills of previous assassins. So the enemies have similar archetypes, similar to the previous games, using skills that players have been using throughout the series. So they can hide in bushes, they can blend in with crowds, and they can perform air assassinations against you, which is so cool.
Yeah.
So So essentially, you are fighting who you used to be, which is so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
It was hard. I remember getting stuck on missions because it was a difficult game.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to look into this one 100%. Poison gas can now be used as an environmental weapon, and Shay has a mask that mitigates the effects. So again, I reckon we're going to be adding a bunch of stuff from Rogue. When being stalked by an enemy, Shay's eagle vision changes to reflect this, taking elements from the multiplayer feature of previous games in the series that allows players to track an enemy's position via a radar-like system. Even without using eagle vision, the player is warned of the presence of stalkers by the edges of the screen turning red. So I wonder if you could. It's kind of like a little spidey sense, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
I feel like there's someone around, which I thought was again cool in Shadows. How Yasuke didn't have eagle vision.
Connor pops out of the bushes. Hey kid, get in the wagon.
Hey kid, get in the wagon.
I've got hidden blades. He's like, no, get away from me.
Oh, that's so good. So the player can upgrade Shade's equipment through a crafting system which requires animal pelts gained from hunting and fishing, in-game collectibles such as Templar treasures, native pillars, and Viking sword fragments also provide Shay with new outfits and equipment. The Morrigan can also be upgraded using resources acquired from raiding ships, warehouses, and camps. So again, is there a lot of ship stuff?
From what I remember, I don't remember it taking place on water that much. I feel like that was more of a, if we're putting a percentage on it, from what I recall, it was more of a 30-70 split.
Oh, okay, right.
All right.
That I personally, for me, I would like maybe like a 85-15.
Yeah,
I reckon that'd be
right.
That'd be perfect for me. So you can upgrade the boat, allowing you to face off against more powerful ships, the strongest of which are the 5 legendary ships, which are hidden boss battles located around the North Atlantic. Yeah. Okay, so reflecting Shade's role as a Templar, the game introduces new side missions, which are assassination interception missions. These mirror the assassination side missions in previous games, and the fact that Shay needs to intercept the messenger pigeon carrying the contract, and he must prevent the assassination, which involves you killing the assassin, which I think is pretty cool.
Really freaking cool.
Alrighty. So Metacritic, what do we think our rogue got?
Ooh, I'm gonna go 86.
I'm gonna go 84.
72.
Dang.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, didn't do.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I could, isn't it? It did not do well at all. In fact, it did so poorly that Ubisoft didn't release any numbers for its sales, and they combined the numbers with Unity.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
Unity/Rogue sold a combined total of 10 million copies in the first year.
Oh wow.
So we've had a significant drop in sales.
I wonder if it's because of the size of the game, maybe. I could see that being a discount where it's like,
Yep.
all right, you had Assassin's Creed 4, then you went to Rogue, and Rogue felt more like a $40 expansion rather than a full price game. And at that day and age, that was a lot more unacceptable. You know, that was a little more uncommon. So
I wonder if a lot of it had to do with the fact that, like Buck and myself, like we bought Unity. I bought Unity over Rogue.
Yeah.
Well,
but in
then
Unity,
again, this is coming from critics. This is coming from people who played the game. Like,
yeah,
that's what blows my mind. Like, these are people who probably even got review copies and played it ahead of time.
Yeah.
And that's wild to me.
So, because we're taking the guns, we probably should take all of the additional combat stuff from Rogue. Do we want the grenade launcher, or do we think that's too much?
Nah.
Too much. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no shrapnel.
No shrapnel grenades. We're not. This isn't Call of Duty, mate.
Yeah.
Right.
Noob tube.
So, yeah, that's right. What about the change in eagle vision, where he doesn't necessarily get much of an eagle vision? It's more of like a flash.
No, you go first.
I was gonna say I personally like Yasuke not having eagle vision. I feel like I would much prefer eagle vision to literally be eagle vision, as opposed to being able to turn on and off like an X-ray mode.
Yeah. I agree with that, because I was gonna bring up shadows too. It was that thing of, I like the fact that you've got two different people. These are, you're catering to who this person is, as opposed to this is an Assassin's Creed game, you get this automatically. No, like this person is able to see in this way. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of hard to put in words. But I do agree with you. I think the game that did it best was Odyssey. I loved the eagle vision from the eagles, like a literal eagle. But so that's my only hesitation of not wanting to bring it. If I'm skipping all the steps and heading straight towards the end of this series, if I was to create my own, it would be the thing of you can access the eagle outside of combat before you go into a mission. Once you're in a mission, you are stuck with like the senses ability. Like that's just like my idea of like, oh, this would be perfect if it was this way, but no game has done that yet. So I say keep it. I say keep it.
Yep. I like the idea like that, but then once you lose line of sight with someone, you've lost line of sight with them. They could be anywhere. So in saying that, I don't think we're taking anything from Rogue, are we? Really, to be honest?
So not when it comes to game mechanics, but the one thing that I would love to take with us is the extra perspective. I would love to bring this extra perspective of being from the Templar side along with us, where you know, and again, I know I sound like a broken record, but like, you know, again in Shadows it worked really awesome with having the two different perspectives. But I would like to see that same thing, but with two sides of the story rather than two perspectives from the same team. It's like, okay, you kind of almost like a Last of Us Part 2 thing, where it's like on this portion of the game where you can switch back and forth, and it's like, okay, now you're playing as a Templar. This is what's going on the Templar side of the story. This is what's going on with the Assassin side of the story, and how they come together. Maybe in the end of the game they even team up, or the Templar changes sides, or hell, maybe the Assassin switches sides. You know, because he like sees, oh, actually that's a good point. I can see your point of view, and then he switches to the Templars. That would be crazy. That would be a good plot twist. But yeah, I that's the big takeaway I have from Rogue. Like everything you were talking about got me super stoked when you're like, you're intercepting assassins. You are taking this from a totally you could essentially have two different games in one if you were to manage the game that way. But yeah, I definitely say enemy perspective, or an enemy protagonist maybe would probably be the best way to put it.
I've put down different sides of the same story.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, I think we're done.
I think
I personally think though that this group of games is the lull in Assassin's Creed as a whole, because I think we've all talked about how good Unity was. Like I think they I don't know. We'll see when I do my Unity research about what they've changed. But personally, like looking back on it and looking through all of these, like not playing Rogue, not playing Liberty, like I don't think I missed out on much, to be honest.
I mean, I guess not really, because at first when you had said that earlier into the episode, I wasn't sure if I agreed with you on that. But now that I look on this in hindsight of, you know, you go from this, we just described a lot of games through the course of 2012 through 2014, right? And they're all essentially the same thing, or just slightly different versions. It absolutely was the lull because people were getting burnt out. They, yes, people love 4, but they were getting burned out. This was happening every year. Here's another title. It's just a different font, or like, a lot of people were getting burnt out. And then once you got to Unity, Unity was a great game. As somebody who loves the franchise, and they finally introduced co-op, which was a much requested feature. It was the online features, the bugs that really hurt that game and turned people off, and it was the fact that like it wasn't well executed when it came to the online stuff. So then everybody was like, we hate this game, and I think it got a pretty bad rating, and we'll talk about more in the next episode. But yeah, I feel like Unity was the nail in the coffin for that lull, and okay, we need to try something new. It's like Syndicate was already in the oven by that time, but I think that was the justification of like, we need Origins to be completely a reshaping of the franchise.
We need this game to land.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Yeah,
I think you kind of hit it like directly head on, where Unity and Syndicate, even though it wasn't as bad as Unity when it comes to the bugs and stuff like that, they really had to pivot to a different thing, or this franchise was going to die.
Yep.
Absolutely, because
no, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, like you said, like we've had 4 games, and we've picked out weather, a simplified parkour system, we want a roaming trader, and we don't want too much ship combat. That's all we've taken from 4 games, where the first 4 games we took so much.
Yep. And funny enough, we want to take out the one thing that those 4 games are known for. So that's pretty rough. Pretty rough.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's all I have.
Okay.
I had so much fun reading through all these. It's such a nostalgia hit for me, because I've wanted to go back and play these games, and I was playing them on release, but I wouldn't have called myself a gamer like I am now. I like looking back and seeing what they did and how they did it and why they did it. It's been so cool, and just seeing how again they've pivoted from being super Xbox heavy to being PlayStation heavy to being, I don't really know what they are now. I don't think they're anything. No. They just are what they are.
They are what they are.
Yeah. What an amazing, I think it's one of the longest running series of what we know. We've got Final Fantasy has got 17 titles. What else is there that's got 14?
Call of Duty, maybe?
I mean, there's yeah. But again, no, you're right. Call of Duty,
Yeah.
How
old is
I feel like Call of Duty's kind of different.
But yeah, it is. I'm just trying to think of like long-running franchises that have put out as many titles, and like Call of Duty and Final Fantasy pretty much are the one.
I'm sure there's heaps of JRPGs that we're missing.
We're actually super dumb. There's this game, I don't know if you ever heard of it, called Madden and FIFA.
But they don't count.
They
don't count. Yeah. No, they definitely don't count. NHL, fucking all those ones, they don't count.
Talk about keeping the game the same and just putting a little bit of a new coat of paint on it every year. Gosh.
Yeah, right. So the next episode is we're only going to cover two games. We're going to do the British part of not British, sorry, the European part of Unity and Syndicate, and then the heavy lifting starts, because when we turn to the RPG elements, I reckon that's going to be almost an episode a game, probably.
Oh, easily.
We'll shrink these down. We might even, rather than doing them live, we might even just do a pre-record of 30 minutes, and we'll just release those as This is what we think of Origins. This is what we think of Odyssey. This is what we think of Valhalla.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a full recap right at the end.
That way we
because,
can just get together on a Saturday, knock this whole entire thing out in one day, and then release it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Alrighty.
But-
so before we shoot off, Buck, where can people find you? What's happening? What are you doing?
Well, I'm always in the Discord. I always I'm always talking trash there.
Good.
But so that's probably the best place to find me. Also I'm on Twitter or X or whatever you call it. At Jonathan B3, you can always holler at me there. I'm always spouting an opinion about something. So, but again, best place to find me in our Discord. Usually conning people, sorry Steve, to buy games that they probably shouldn't buy.
Yeah, I'll play this with you, and then I won't. Yeah. My problem is that we decide to play a game, right? But we jumped and we're like, let's play Anthem. I was like, cool, let's play Anthem.
You
So I
played Anthem
fucking
all by yourself.
and then I played Anthem by myself. Oh, amazing. What about you, Nathan? What's the go?
One hot dragon everywhere, and you can find me here on the Gamer Social Club Party Chat podcast, and probably eventually the Girl Pod. You never know,
Right.
Never know what might
Let's
come.
do a quick talk about the Girl Pod. What started out as a joke is now literally taking over the universe. We're all
every Monday morning.
Yeah.
we're all trying to figure out how we can get on Girl Pod. Like, everyone's like, I'll get wigs. We'll get wigs. We'll choose our favorite drinks. I'm so happy for them. That is
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
They're killing it.
It's such a hilarious listen. I agree though with their latest thing of like motion games better than a gym. Like,
right.
Playing Beat Saber is much better than going to the gym.
Right.
100%. So make sure that you jump onto the Gamer Social Club YouTube page. The Girl Pod is on there. Have a watch, have a listen, subscribe. The news team are killing it as always. There's so much to talk about. I believe this week's episode went up a few hours ago.
It did.
So make sure you jump in and check that out. Join our Discord. Join us at gamersocialclub.com.c. No, sorry, not .com. Gamersocialclub.ca. You can find us on all of the socials. X is gamer_S_C. Blue Sky at Gamer Social Club. We're on Facebook. We're everywhere. Everywhere.
We're in your house.
Yeah, we're in your house. I love your new shower curtain. What I'm going to do is last week there is a fantastic show. It's a BBC show called The Detectorists. It is about a group of amateur metal detectorists trying to find
This is what
buried treasure in Europe, in small town England, and I cannot remember the names of the actors. Yes, I can. Damien McKenzie, I believe. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean. He's like really tall. He's really skinny. Hang on, I'm just trying to. So the cast. Sorry, Damien McKenzie. Fucking hell. His name's Mackenzie Crook. This guy.
Okay, I know exactly. Yep.
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
And
His
also,
eyeball falls off.
yeah, that's right. Toby Jones is in it as well. Fucking hell. This guy. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, he
That guy?
plays.
I don't know.
He plays the evil scientist in everything you've ever seen ever.
Yep,
The
that
evil
guy.
German scientist.
So,
yes.
It is, so they like are part of a small community, and they all just go out on the weekend and they fucking with their
Yeah.
metal detectors, and it's so light-hearted and sweet. It's such a beautiful show. There's 3 seasons of it. I believe it's on Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime, it's definitely worth a watch. But I went out and fucking bought a metal detector, didn't I? What?
I'm so glad I didn't
Was
give
it?
it away, because I was gonna say, oh, that's
Yeah.
why you went out and bought a metal detector.
And so, as soon as we get off here, Mons put together a little picnic.
Oh,
She bought one too, and we're gonna jump in the car and we're gonna head off down to the beach,
hell
see if I can find
yeah.
some fucking treasure.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm so excited. You do not know how excited I am. I'm more excited than like I was for Death Stranding 2. I'm more excited. Like, I haven't been this excited in such a long time.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Amazing. But thank you so much to everyone who came and hung out with us today.
Yes.
Steve, you are amazing. I appreciate you so much.
And thanks for hopping
Buck,
in, Catherine, over
Nathan.
on Twitch.
Yep, definitely. Thank you, Catherine. Buck and Nathan, it's been a pleasure as always, but I'm going to have to go and find this treasure,
Yeah.
mate. It's calling my name.
Enough talking about pirates. Time
Like-
to be one.
Like, it's just a shame that I'm not in Europe, because like Europe is so old, right? When we went to England many years ago, you're drinking in pubs that have been around for 500 years. You're walking down streets that have been around for 700 years.
Yep.
Australia's like it was colonized like 100 and something years ago.
Yeah.
And so like they're just like absolutely unreal. Same, like, you know, there's the treasures that I'm gonna find, you fucking have no
I'm
idea.
so excited for you. This is gonna be great. You
You
better be
have-
sending pictures
you-
to the Discord.
Oh, this.
You have no idea the treasures. Like, if you never hear from me again, I've found it. I found the
You
Holy Grail.
found it.
Found it.
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah. It was on the beach down in Sandringham. Like, mate, we've been looking for it. You've been looking for it in the wrong place. I love it. I love it.
Thank you for putting this on, dude. I've really been enjoying these
No.
episodes.
No,
Yeah, this has
my
been
pleasure.
really awesome.
Yeah.
My
I've
pleasure.
really had a good
Like,
time.
it was interesting because, like, going through all this, there's so much information. But as I was reading through it, I was like, oh man, like, where's all the cool stuff?
Right.
Like that first episode, like, Assassin's Creed was so new. They were coming, every single edition had something new, had something cool. We're adding this, we're doing this, we're doing this. And I was reading through it and I was like, man,
Yeah.
Black Flag and Rogue, they're like the same, two sides of the same coin. Assassin's Creed 3, let's introduce ships. Like, I don't know.
I know we're trying
Anyway.
to get off here, but I will say, you know, I'm just gonna throw this out into the ether. So if you've listened this far, I'd love to hear some feedback. What would you think about us doing Resident Evil franchise whenever it comes to
My mind
Requiem
again.
coming out?
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. I was, because I've been thinking about this. I really enjoyed the series. I was like, man,
Mm.
we should probably do Resident Evil next. That might be a good
Oh yeah.
segue into a different one.
I would also love to do a Far Cry one as well.
Oh.
I would also love that.
While we're talking about that, we could also
Yeah.
do a what happened to Ubisoft episode. Because
That'll be
like,
4 hours.
I don't know. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But anyway,
It would be
let's do
4
it.
hours on one topic and
Yeah.
probably 3 people.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm here for it though. I'm
Yep.
bloody here for it. Let's
Yeah.
put our thinking caps on. Like Nathan said, next week we're playing
Killing Floor 3.
Killing Floor 3. I was gonna say Killzone. That would have broken the internet, wouldn't it? We've got a copy.
You
We've
know
got the new
what?
Killzone.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm all
Let's
for
do
it.
it. Yeah.
I love Killzone.
Amazing. All right, gents. Well, it was a pleasure, like always. Appreciate you all.
Thanks.
And yeah, we'll talk again soon. I reckon we'll aim for 2 weeks. Let's aim for 2
Okay.
weeks
All right.
because
Yeah, let's do it.
it's only 2 games.
Yeah.
We'll,
Absolutely.
yeah, we'll aim for 2 weeks.
All
Amazing.
right. Sounds good.
All right. Have a good one, and we'll talk soon.
See y'all later.